What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Now look, y'all, this is a variety channel. We're going to talk about an array of different topics on this channel because I have several interests, right? And for those who don't know, this right here, and what? This right here, this was my favorite show to watch as a kid. I don't care if it was a cartoon, if it was a regular TV show. Dragon Ball Z was it for me as a kid. It was the end all be all for me, and it was my favorite thing to watch. And on this show, there was a character by the name of Vegeta, who was the most fascinating character in the entire Dragon Ball series. Yes, I said it. Vegeta was the most fascinating character in the entire series for many different reasons, right? As a kid, we all loved Goku for the obvious reasons. He was this great guy who won almost all of his fights. He always did the right thing. He came through to save everybody when it needed to be saved. And he just always was the good guy all around. He was the perfect hero, right? But as an adult, I love Vegeta. And his character made perfect sense to me as I got older. You see, like, look, Vegeta is the perfect anti-hero. I liken him to Kane from Menace to Society. Now, I know y'all thinking, Mac, you tripping. How the hell are you going to compare an anime character to a hood black man, right? But they share similarities, right? They're similar in many different ways. They weren't good guys, but they weren't bad guys either. They were characters who weren't pure or innocent people at all, and they even had undesirable / horrible ways and had done horrific things to people, right? But they also had done admirable things, and they displayed good qualities over time, and they had a sympathetic reason for turning bad in the first place, right? Like, look, we felt sympathy for Vegeta when we found out he was being subjected to cruel punishment from a being more evil than him, and that was Frieza, right? And in Menace to Society, we found out that Kane was really this wild, like he was this wild street dude because he had grew up in chaos. His parents were on drugs. A lot of the people in his environment were all gangbangers. The people that he looked up to the most were criminal people that were criminals. So he naturally gravitated to that lifestyle. Even though he was living with his grandparents, he had been living around chaos so much that he started to take on those chaotic attributes or chaotic characteristics, but yet and still he still had admirable ways. Like, he didn't want to be no killer, he didn't want to kill no kids or do nothing to no elderly people, but he still participated in a lot of the negative street stuff, right? And Vegeta was kind of like this character, right? They were the quintessential bad boy type characters, but they had a soft spot inside, which also made them favorable to the women that watch Menace to Society or also watch Dragon Ball Z. Like, you know, Vegeta reminds me of Logan or Wolverine from X-Men. He was a prideful warrior who would rather do his dirty work by himself, and he is not the mushy, extremely forgiving, or turn the other cheek type, which a lot of the characters in the Dragon Ball series were. Like, a lot of the Z fighters, a lot of them were the turn the other cheek type of people. They were extremely forgiving, right? Like, Vegeta always displayed emotions that an actual human being would display. Like, he gets angry when people do him wrong, he's stubborn, he's enraged, and he's not too goody two-shoes to where he won't play dirty to defeat people who have done him wrong or done his people wrong, right? Like, for example, in the Namek Saga, he went and killed almost everybody who did him and his Saiyan brethren wrong. Like, he was after everybody who wronged him and his race of people. Like, he was trying to kill them and get them up out of there, whether it be Frieza, Zarbon, Dodoria, the Ginyu Force. He was on that with everybody. And that speech he gave telling Goku to kill Frieza during the Namek Saga, it gave us a deeper look into his character and his reasonings for being so relentless against Frieza and his minions. And it was absolutely gold, right? He explained how Frieza killed off the Saiyans, how Frieza destroyed the planet Vegeta, how out of fear, he destroyed everybody. He killed the Saiyans off out of fear that they would rise up and overthrow him one day, especially if they realized their true potential and awakened their true power in Super Saiyan form. And I'm like, damn, this sounds familiar. As I got older watching this, I was like, man, look. The Saiyans was black people, and Frieza represented systemic racism and white supremacy all the way through. Look, think about it. Frieza even took Vegeta away from his home. He killed his people, made Vegeta his servant or his slave, and stole the Saiyan battle armor he stole a whole design for the Saiyan battle armor and used it for him and his warriors. Like, what the hell, fam? Like, he was like, Frieza represented white supremacy and systemic oppression, for real. And I love the pride that Vegeta took in his culture. he never called Goku by his real name the entire Dragon Ball Z series. Like I didn't watch Dragon Ball GT or Super or none of that. I watched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and I was done because I really couldn't get into GT. Only thing I even liked about GT was the Super Saiyan 4 transformation, which is the best transformation out of all the Super Saiyan transformations that I've seen on the show, right? But Vegeta he took pride in his character. In his culture. He always called Goku Kakarot, which was his Saiyan name. He always referred to himself as the Prince of all Saiyans, acknowledging his title and his people. I remember him telling Gohan he should be proud to come from such a strong warrior race like the Saiyans, and he initially loved wearing Saiyan battle gear, something that he diverted away from as the series went on, right? Vegeta is extremely self-aware. He realizes when he is at a disadvantage, and he won't hesitate to give himself a leg up when necessary. Something that Goku was always too good to do, and I hated it. Like Goku would give his enemies senzu beans, and he would put himself and he would make the battle easier for his opponents. He would give them even playing fields, and I'm looking like, hell no, Goku, they don't deserve that. Like, listen, they wronged you, they wronged your home, they killed your people, they killed innocent people. Like, ain't no trying to be cool with them and be nice with them. You got to get them up out of here. And I hated that Goku was always trying to do the right thing all the time. Like, and I like Vegeta because he had dimensions to his character. He was not only one way the entire series. He's not interested in being fair all the time because he understands that his enemy won't be fair with him. Like Vegeta understood, his enemy is not going to play fair with him. So why the hell should he be playing fair all the time with people who don't like him or his people? And that was something that resonated with me. Like, I don't know nobody trying to be fair to these people. They trying to get you up out of here, get your people out of here, and trying to kill you. Like Goku was just. He was a lot of times it was too cartoonish or too unrealistic sometimes for me the way Goku would do things, you know what I mean? Even as a kid, even though Goku was my favorite character as a kid, he used to piss me off with some stuff that he used to do, right? Vegeta represented the essence of a man in many ways. His character showed how our pride can be our best and worst attributes at times and how it can land us in bad situations at times, but how it can earn us so much respect as well. And that's what happens with Vegeta's character. My camera not focusing sometimes. But yeah, like Vegeta was not the foolish type to do things like give his enemies a leg up, or like I said, even a playing field. All of that childish stuff that sometimes Goku would do. He was an extreme alternative to the other characters in the show. And I love how he could be ruthless when necessary. Excuse me, as mercy does not always need to be shown. It does not always need to be shown for evil, vindictive people. And Vegeta understood that. He loved his family, and it was the most important thing to him. But at times, a lot of times, he was too prideful to even show it. Like, to me, sometimes I feel like Vegeta only started a family because he thought it would give him something to live and kill for, which would make him the ultimate fighter like Goku. But then he grew to love his family later on. Like, I really feel like he only started a family because he thought it would drive him to be this ultimate warrior and make him stronger, because he thought that's what drove Goku. He even admitted it during the Buu saga when he's watching Goku fight Majin Buu, right? And he said it, right? I love how his character grew from a 100% evil, merciless guy to a man who was selfish, but also flawed with good traits. Like, he was neutral. He became neutral at some point. And then he transitioned to a good guy. But his transformation from villain to good guy was slow. It was not rushed, and it didn't seem forced, which gave Vegeta's character more depth. It didn't make him seem unrealistic. Like, when Vegeta shows kindness or when he does something selfless, it is much more meaningful. Like, it's a much more meaningful moment because it's something that he really does. It's something that he rarely does compared to Goku, who acts this way all the time. So to us, it's like second nature for him. Like, just Goku being Goku. It is what it is. Like, for Vegeta, when we see him being kind or being nice to somebody, we like, damn, I can't believe he's doing this or he did that. You know what I mean? And his character was really, really just unpredictable. Like, when he admitted that Goku was better than him in the Buu saga, it was something that nobody ever thought we would ever see coming. Like, we like, man, ain't no way in hell. Excuse me. It's like, ain't no way in hell Vegeta would ever admit that Goku was better than him. But he came to do it at the end of the series. At the beginning of the series, we was looking like nah, Vegeta would never admit that he was too prideful. But as the show went on, he grew and grew to be a beautiful, an amazing character. I'm not gonna say beautiful. That's something that wouldn't be associated with Vegeta. But he grew to be an amazing character. Like Vegeta always had something that you can't teach, which is heart. Right? He had heart. He fought bravely and strongly no matter what the odds were. Like, even if he was, like, overpowered or he could be facing death, goddammit. He didn't care. He could be about to die like when he was facing Majin Buu, and he was like, so be it. He was fearless. He was willing to fight until the end. And he never ran away from battles, which is something that I liked. Like, you know, like, Krillin used to get on my nerves because he became more cowardly as the series went on. Like, at the beginning of the series when he was fighting the Saiyans and he was fighting like in the Garlic Jr. saga and all that type of stuff, he was dope. Like, he was apprehensive, he was nervous, but he would fight whenever necessary. He was fighting, like, when he knew he had to fight, he would get down. But it was like when as the series went on, like, he just started to get more cowardly and more cowardly. I'm looking like, what the hell, fam? I couldn't get with it. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I stopped liking Krillin's character as the show advanced. But, you know, lucky for the viewers or the watchers of the show, Vegeta was never like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was always a guy that no matter what the odds were, he was willing to fight to the end. Again, Vegeta's character in a small way represents the essence of life, which is having to struggle to achieve something and things not always playing out the way that we want them to. And his character also represents people changing and maturing with time and different life experiences. His character development to me was the best out of the entire Dragon Ball series because his moral complexity like made him intriguing and interesting as the series went on. Again, Vegeta is my favorite character of the whole entire series, next to Piccolo. Like, Piccolo is my second favorite character, and Goku is my third favorite character as I gotten older. Like, he was my first favorite character as a kid, but as I got older, I'm like, man, Goku did some really silly stuff, man. Outside of him with the Super Saiyan 4, that's Super Saiyan 4 transformation Goku. That was like the dopest thing I ever saw in my life. But I never watched the GT series. I only tried to see them transform to Super Saiyan 4 because I saw the pictures and I thought it was so dope. But yeah, man, Vegeta is the most fascinating character in the entire series for all those reasons I just named. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.